Hi viewers, welcome to our channel. This is Upender Anumula, Polity faculty. Today we are going to be discuss very important act, that is Government of India Act 1919, and it is famously known by Mountford reforms or Lord Mount and Chelmsford reforms. So previous in our YouTube video classes we discussed about Council Acts 1861 and 1892 and in 1909. So in 1909 Minto introduced separate electorates for the Muslims. So he called father of communal electorate. And now this act, the main important of this act, 20th August 1917, the British government declared its main objective, that is gradually in India government allowed Indians in its administration. That means gradual responsible government. See here, these Mountford reforms, the Britishers' main objective was to introduce responsible government. And this act was separated legislature in the center and the provinces in the states. The subject matter, that means central control on the provinces. Central control on the provinces decreased by separating provincial subjects and legislative subjects. That means on central subjects, central government has power to make laws. On provincials or provinces, they have to make laws on their provincial subjects. Central subjects total 56 and provincial subjects 47 subject matters. So in these 47 subject matters, provinces have a power to make laws, and central subject matters, central has a power. And in this act, the major two important points, one it is diarchy and second one bicameralism. Diarchy and bicameralism, very important. What is that? Diarchy system introduced in the provinces. What is that? It is a word from Greek. We derived this word from Greek. Diarchy means division. Here the diarchy system, according to this, the provinces and again the subject matters in the provinces divided into reserved and transferred. Reserved and transferred. The reserved subject matters totally controlled by the governor and executive council, where they have no any responsibility to the legislature. But the transferred subject matters, Indian and governors, Indian ministers and governor have a responsible, and these subject matters mostly like education, agriculture and local government, where these Indian minister fully responsible to the legislative, to the provinces. But this diarchy was not succeed, because they have no responsibility to the central council, executive councils and governor. And this act 1919 Act extended separate electorates to the Christians, Anglo-Indians, and already we know that Muslims also have a reservations. And here by this act, there was Governor Council Committee was appointed, where it consisted 6 members. In these 6 members, except defense member, 3 were Indians. That means the Central Governor Committee, which consisted 6 members, in these 6 members, Indians were appointed. 3 members were Indians, except defense member. And this act was created Union Public Service Commission to appoint all the civil servants by the Indians. And here by this act, the members who are Indians have a right to ask the questions in the Executive Council of the Governor General. So, the most responsibility is provided by this act, where this act was made, the budget also separated, like central only have a budget making power. Now provinces also provided to make their own budget. And whenever this 1919 Act came into force in 1921, at the time itself, they declared after 10 years, one statutory body was appointed to inquire these Montfort reforms how help to the Indians. So, the statutory body which was the British government was declared to inquire Montfort reforms, how these Montfort reforms provided benefit to the Indians. This commission known Simon Commission. The Simon Commission was appointed earlier than the 10 years, that is 1927. But in the Simon Commission, all were Britishers. So, Indian National Congress and all the other leaders, they boycotted because all the members were Britishers. The 7-member commission, Simon Commission, whenever they came to India in 1928, our leaders started a movement, Simon Go Back. Simon Go Back because it was not any Indian member in this commission. And this, however, this commission was toured all over the India and made a report and submitted this report in the British Parliament in 1930. And after getting this report, the British government planned to conduct 3 roundtable conferences. The first roundtable conference in 1930 and second 1931 and third 1932. Here also important question is, who were attended all these 3 roundtable conferences? The answer is Muhammad Ali Jinnah and B.R. Ambedkar. Gandhiji attended second roundtable conference because in the first roundtable conference, before this commission, whenever it was entered in India, all the Indian National Congress who are started Simon Go Back movement, the Indian National Congress people were arrested, even Mahatma Gandhi also. Then immediately British government sent their officer to India to convince Mahatma Gandhi to participate in the roundtable conferences. By this way, whenever Mahatma Gandhi attended in the first roundtable conference, that conference was not accepted dominion status to the India. So Gandhiji was boycotted this meeting. And in the second round table conference, mostly this conference whenever it was attended by Mahatma Gandhi, there was the British government introduced a separate electorate systems to the depressed classes. Then Gandhiji understood divide and rule policy again they are implementing. Immediately Gandhiji started fast unto death in Errawada jail in Pune. And here the depressed classes, the leader of the B.R. Ambedkar was convinced Mahatma Gandhi, and there was one pact was occurred is called the Pune Pact. And finally after this commission was which given a report, by this report Lord Linlithgow made one white paper. That white paper, on the basis of this white paper, the Britishers introduced 1935 Government of India Act. So this is the story of the Mount Ford reforms. All the viewers who are watching this video, like it and share to your near and dear and subscribe. Thank you.